everyone. I thought it would be fun to just film like a chatty video. My last video I shared with you this finished object, which I'm very proud of, but I was very quickly interrupted, so I thought I would just take the opportunity and chat a bit more because I can talk about yarn all day long. Let me know in the comments if you're the same and you have no one in real life, you know, not an online community that you can, you know, talk their ear off. Is that the expression? About yarn. So I have a lot to talk about and I thought it would just be kind of an informal, chatty video. I talk with my hands. I'm from the Middle East. It is what it is, so forgive me if that's annoying to you. And it's kind of like what's on my hook, but also just like a chatty video. So if you enjoy this format, you know, let me know. And anyway, hi, welcome. My name is Irit and this is my little channel where I share my crochet adventures. My main channel is kind of about my day job, which is painting with watercolors, and if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. What I want to thank everyone that is here, and I especially enjoy when people comment that they really like my color choices. I'm sorry about the glare. I wear glasses. What can I do? And that makes me really happy because I'm all about the color, and I talk a lot about that in my watercolor channel, but of course it also applies to yarn. And I do feel like sometimes it's just hard to find kind of your tribe, not only about, you know, people that really love crochet, which I think there are a lot of us out there, right? But also people that kind of crochet in the style and the colors that you or me enjoy. And I do have to say that, and this is just like by no means like bashing anyone or anything like that, but I find like a lot of the stuff that I see, especially in crochet, less in knitting, is kind of just not my personal aesthetic, not my personal taste. And sometimes it's just hard to kind of imagine everything in like a different color, and it's kind of, sometimes you just want to see someone doing or making a pattern of something exactly the way you want to make it, you want to wear it, and the colors that work for you. So I hope that, you know, my channel kind of inspires you to find your, you know, color story, things, colors that make you happy. I'm very into pink, obviously. But yeah, and I'd love for you to subscribe and hang out with me. And I also want to mention that I live in Austria, so probably a lot of my yarn recommendations, like specific recommendations, are more relevant for people living in Europe, although I do order from a couple of websites that I know ship worldwide, for example Hobby and Ice Yarns. So also for those of you that are in North America, that is relevant. But yeah, with yarn, it's kind of, with art supplies, again, I'm jumping to my other channel. With art supplies, it's also tricky because there are also like local brands, and I always recommend to buy locally if possible. Sometimes, you know, you just want something that comes from a different part of the world, and I can totally understand that. And I do this myself, but if possible, I think it's worth to put in the work and search what brands are more or less local to you. So for me, it would be, I mean, I would love to find Austrian brands, and I have actually found one, but it's just like mostly things in Europe. Luckily, there are a lot of great companies, like Italian companies and Spanish companies, that design and manufacture in Europe. So I try to do that, but also a lot of yarn is made in Turkey, in the Far East. When you buy more locally, you know, you're supporting your local economy, and you're also paying less for like import taxes. You don't pay that, and you know, there's like transportation costs are also cheaper, and if you buy in local shops, which I also try to do, you're supporting your, you know, local store. Still, you know, as much as it's easy to buy online, you can't compare it to like going to a shop and like touching all the balls of yarn, right? I mean, in Europe we don't have the like big box shops that you have in the States, like, you know, Hobby Lobby and Joanne and Michael's, and I can't wait to visit the US again and hit all of those shops and try the their like home brands or like house brands, like their own labels, and also what they carry. But I'll probably, next time I travel to the US, I'll probably bring a separate suitcase for yarn. When I went to Japan a couple of years ago, and I brought a second suitcase for all the stationery stuff, because they do that so well. So US yarn. Yeah, back in the day I was into scrapbooking. That's actually how my main channel started. It was for a few years mostly scrapbooking channel, and I would go to the States. My best friend lives in Minnesota, and I would like have a suitcase of like, you know, scrapbooking supplies, like trimmers and papers and embellishments and all that. Good times, good times. Anyway, so let's talk about a few things, like what's going on. So this finished object, super happy with it. A few things I want to say. First of all, about the pattern, I think there's a mistake somewhere there, because this is from the Inside Crochet Magazine issue 139, so it's the one before last if you're watching this as it's coming out, this video. And in the materials she writes 2 sizes of hooks, but in the pattern, I read through the pattern several times and I couldn't find it. Maybe I just like missed it. She doesn't actually use the smaller size needle, which is a shame, because I do think it would probably work a little bit better. I mean, it depends on what kind of look you want, and you can of course adjust it, but I think for the ribbing parts, it would probably work better with a smaller hook. This is all made with a 4.5, I want to say. I did change the needle for the neck ribbing, and I used the 3.5 millimeter, which is what is written in the material section of the pattern, but not actually in the instructions. So this one I made with a 3.5 millimeter hook, and then all of the other edges, there's here one, and at the bottom here. I did those with 4.5, but probably I would use a smaller hook if I made something like this again. I think it's always a good idea if you have like ribbing to use a smaller hook. And I do want to make another sweater, just like using different yarns, and I don't know which size hook, I have to try, but with the same construction as this sweater. So this sweater is made in 2 halves. You start from the ribbing of the sleeve, and then you do this, and then you join them here in the middle. And I used like a slip stitch join, which I saw somewhere, I think on like a reel in Instagram, and I think it looks fantastic, if I do say so myself. And I actually think I used, if I'm not mistaken, I think I may have also used it for the seaming. I do prefer to seam with a crochet hook when possible, and not with a needle. It's not that I mind the needle so much as I mind like cutting the yarn. It's one of the best things about crochet is that you just, you know, you work from the skein. I mean, same is with knitting, but if you seam with a needle, you have to cut your yarn, and something about that bothers me. So when possible, I seam with a crochet hook, and I seamed the like underarms and side seams on the like right side facing. So I think I was working on the wrong side, and then here I think I was actually, I can't remember how I did that. I should probably make notes of these things. But I think it was, I don't know. But it looks really, really nice, like really, really clean join, very, I would say like professional looking, not homemade, in my opinion anyway. So I want to do something similar with the same construction, maybe add like some fun color blocks here somewhere around the collar. I'm still kind of playing with the idea. If you would like to try and do like a crochet along together, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, it'll be very kind of unofficial, kind of make up your own pattern as you go along. If that sounds fun to you, like to make a sweater with like both halves that we join together and we can do this together, then let me know in the comments. I've never done anything like that on my channel, but I could try because that sounds like fun. However, I'm not allowed to start new projects. My daughter forbade me to start anything new until I finish one of my whips. So I have a blanket that I started months ago and I shared it on older What's on My Hook videos. And it's the kind of circle blanket from Krista on the Secret Yarnery. So I made kind of the body of the blanket and then I stopped and didn't do the border. And the border is like, I want to follow her pattern. And the size of the blanket is completely different. I made mine more into, I think it'll just be like a cover on my sofa and not like a blanket. And because I used yarn that I had on hand, and after starting it I did have to kind of replenish some of those colors that I was so excited to use up, but it's all good. So now I'm doing like the stacked border. I'll try to insert here some footage so you can see what I'm talking about. It's looking fabulous, and I think I have 8 colors in my blanket and I did 3, so I have like 5 more, but it's working out really great. One of the things that kept me from finishing it is that I used 2 colors of neutral Saver yarn from Ice Yarns, like neutral colors in the blanket, and I used both of those for the blanket and I didn't have any more and I didn't want to order more. So that was like one of the things. I didn't want to order more because I have so much yarn, so I wanted to use something I have on hand. So I broke down and I just used another neutral color, and I think it works because there were already 2 colors. I think it looks fine. It's just like different shades of like cream and their light powder pink, which is beautiful. So hopefully you can see that in the footage that I inserted here somewhere. But it's looking great. It's just downstairs. It's my afternoon project, and I have to finish that before I'm allowed to start another like a new project, which will definitely be a sweater, because you know, those are just like, I wear those more than I would probably wear like a shawl or a scarf. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. I also kind of want to start another pattern from that issue of Inside Crochet, and I'm looking there because it's there on the table, but I'm a bit too lazy to bring it. So maybe I'll insert footage here, but it's really, really pretty, and I would love to do it not in the colors that they did it and not in the yarn that they did it, because they used merino yarn. And oh, that's something else I want to mention if you're new here, that all the yarns I use are vegan friendly, so I don't use any animal fibers. If that is something that you also do, then you know, rest assured that all the yarns that I use and show and buy on my channel are always vegan friendly, so you can just grab those, and I saved you the work. But yeah, so definitely different colors and yarns, but I don't know, I really like the shape of it, and I think it'll be really, really fun sweater to make, so I might do that or start 2 projects. We'll see. What I'm currently working on besides that blanket is the 10th square of the Secret Yarnery 2021 cal, and I have here all of the other squares. And I think what I'm going to do, so there are going to be 12 squares, and then we're going to do all kinds of like borders and all the fun stuff that Krista does so well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just, I mean, watch this video, but then just go straight over to the Secret Yarnery, grab some yarn and join the cal. It's very, very easy to follow. And yeah, so I have here my nine previous squares, and so we're going to do 12. And the way I think I will do this, as I said, I have a bit of issues with color, so I don't think that my colors work if I do like 4 rows. So it's gonna be 3. I mean, it's 3 by 4 because it's 12, but yeah, I need certain colors to be next to each other. So I have the kind of yellow top row, yellow orangey. It's going to have these 3 colors. Very excited about that. And yeah, the 4th, just, I'm not sure it works with these. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm okay. So maybe this will be like, you know, the first row with these 4, and then like all the borders and joining and everything. And then the next 4 are going to be these. So such pretty colors. And I used for all of these, trying to show you all of them. I used, I knew it. I knew there was another one. I used Amigo XL from Hobbii. Krista is using Saver, and you know, Saver is very affordable. However, if you head on over to Hobbii, and they sometimes, I don't think it's all the time, but that sometimes they have bulk discounts. Now, for a project like this, you don't need, Saver comes in 200 gram skeins. For such a project, most of these squares take, let's say, 60, 70 grams. So for most of them, I did need more than 1 skein of Amigo XL, which comes in 50 gram balls. But if you're doing like a project with smaller, with like a lot of colors, but not a ton from each color, something like the Amigo 50 skeins would work really, really well for you. And when they have, it's always affordable, and shipping from Hobbii is, from my experience, I mean, I shop at Hobbii Germany. Shipping is usually around 5 euros, unless you buy over like 50 euros, which is just a little bit more in dollars, and then it's free. So when you kind of compare them, this is still a very, very affordable option, and they have a really beautiful color range. I like their colors better than, like, as a color range, I like their colors more than Saver. It's just my personal aesthetics. They have a lot of, they just have a great color range. They don't have a green that I like, but I'm problematic with green, so I accept that. And yeah, so what I was saying, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how these, maybe this will be like the 2nd row, and then this, the 3rd row. No, not this. I decided to do a skein with this color. I really like it. So I don't know. I'll have to figure out the arrangement, because it has to be rainbow, but it also has to be in the right order, and it's going to be a whole thing. I can tell. I do have like some lighter colors. So I have this gorgeous kind of buttery yellow and this lighter pink. So it's not like everything is bright. So I think it'll work well, but I'll have to see kind of how I arrange. This is probably, yeah, this is bluer. So it'll be somewhere in the middle between these 2. Oh, forgot you. It'll be somewhere between these, I think. I think it'll be between these. Like this. Yes. Yes, yes. It's so much fun to play with color. So this is my rainbow cal following Krista at the Secret Yarnery. And what I want to do like I really want to do is find a great project to use my scraps. Something that I can use scraps I have from other projects, and I really want to use it on one project. Probably a blanket, I'm thinking that'll be like the easiest, but I still want it to look pretty and I still want it to kind of fit my aesthetics. So if you have any good ideas, any good patterns, I might just wing it and see what, you know, what comes out. We'll see. Just love these colors. It's such a fun project. I think I will try and look for, you know, such a crochet along every year, because it's so much fun. Okay, and what else? Okay, so here's a failed experiment. I am really interested in working a pattern, preferably something wearable, because that's kind of what I enjoy most to make, with multiple yarns. However, I think I kind of bit more than I could chew with this particular combination. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threads, and I'm thinking that's too much. So I've seen a lot of people knit with like a lot of colors and kind of creating these gorgeous like rainbow effects or color changing effects. And I've seen, you know, a lot of people crochet with, let's say, something like this that is kind of, you know, a number 1 weight yarn with something else, but I haven't really seen anyone talk about like playing with different threads and changing colors. I did recently watch a tutorial, kind of, yeah, more like a share, half tutorial, half share video from Dora Does, I want to say. I'll try and find the link below. She made a sweater kind of using scraps of yarn, and she worked with also like a bunch of threads, but yeah, it kind of looked less ridiculous than this. I mean, I wouldn't be able to wear it. This is like way too chunky, but it might, I don't know, it might turn out to be like a really fun throw. I'll show you the yarns I'm using. They're super cute. I have here, this is Hobby Amigo XL, which is just like a really great solid, you know, acrylic affordable yarn. This is from Ice Yarns. It was like one of their sale items. It's kind of like, it's all synthetic. As I said, I don't use animal fibers, but it's like one of these you know, thin threads with a halo that you would probably add, either use like a double thread of it or add it to a different yarn, and it has this beautiful peach, like pale peach color. Then I thought it would be fun to introduce something that is color changing, so I have Puzzle Baby, which is just humongous. And I don't know, this on its own feels very, I mean, I hope to be like, to change my mind when I see it worked up as something, but as a ball of yarn, it looks very cheap, plasticky. I adore these colors, but just the feel of it is not, it's like kind of the worst of the worst when it comes to acrylic. That's how I feel about, I don't know, how it looks as a ball of yarn. As I said, love the colors. So I need to kind of figure out to do something with it that I really like. Now this one, I don't know, I think it's like a DK weight. I don't remember. I grabbed it from my stash. You can see gorgeous hot pink. Just these colors make me so happy. So I threw that in there. Then I have, this is, I think, Color Crafter from Scheepjes. And yeah, just like a nice cream color. Threw that in there. I so don't know what I'm doing. And then this one is one of the Ice Yarns. It's kind of like their macaron yarn, which I was totally obsessed with last winter, and I'm looking forward to working with it again now that winter is soon upon us, sadly. But they also had like some sail yarn that was very, very similar to Macaron. So I'm not sure which one this is, but this is just like a ecru color, and I threw that in there. And I don't even know, I think I used a 20mm hook. Yeah, it's not gonna work. I mean, something's gonna have to change. I mean, this kind of looks fun and the colors do make me happy, but I don't know. I need to find like a good stitch, and I need to maybe lose a couple of the threads. And yeah, what do oh, and I also have just like some scraps that I stuck in there. Yeah, like this thread. This is just like a scrap. Yeah. So I don't know. I really want to do something like really, really fun with scraps and different yarns, and just use up a bunch of yarn. If you have any like ideas, if this reminds you of something you saw, let me know. I might just do like, I don't know, a cute maybe carpet for my kids' room. My 12-year-old is not gonna love these colors, but my 6-year-old, almost 6, my 5-year-old will probably be happy about it. So I don't know, maybe a pillow. Something about making pillows kind of bores me, but maybe I should. I don't know. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to know what you're working on, and yeah, like, let me know. I want to know what people are doing and be also inspired. I am looking forward to starting, as I said, like I want to start a new sweater, and I'll show you kind of the colors that are really jumping at me from my yarnery. This color is really talking to me. It's looking, I think, a little bit pinker on screen than it looks in reality. In reality, it's kind of like a pinky, peachy color, which I love. So I love painting with this color also. So I really want to do something with this. I thought maybe do sleeves that have stripes in these colors. So again, these look a little bit different on screen than they do. I think this one looks brighter, this one looks pinker. They're more in the peachy realm. So maybe do stripes on the sleeves, and then some sort of like color, interesting color pattern, maybe some kind of rainbow stripes on the body, because I have a few skeins of these two, and probably this one I would want to use the most. And then I have really, really cute colors, like just one skein of each. This is Flufina, gotta love that name, from Junghans Wolle. This is a shop I really love in Austria. It's an online shop. I think it's on the other side of Austria from where I'm from. That's where I bought this yarn by Rico Design. And they have their own brand, and they have really nice stuff. And this is one of them. So this is just lovely. This is 86% cotton, 14% polyamide, and you get, for 50 grams, you get, how much do you get? Like quite a bit, if I remember, because it is fluffy. You get around 180 meters. So it is really fluffy, and it's kind of, I think it's chain spun. Take a look. So I think it would be perfect for a sweater, and it's mostly like, almost all of it is like natural fiber. And yeah, I think these colors, they're so my colors. I really want to wear this. So I think I'll come up with something like this. I did consider these for that sweater from Inside Crochet, and I might do that, see how it works up, and use that pattern because it also looks really, really fun. So we'll see. Yeah, that was a lot of talking about yarn. So much fun. Thank you so much for being here, and yeah, I'll see you soon in another video. Oh, I have an order from Ice Yarns coming of a few. I just bought like one pack of each. The problem is with Ice Yarns, you have to buy like a full pack, so it's usually, I don't know, 4, 6, 8 skeins depending on the size. But I just bought one of each to try some of their new to me yarns that I haven't tried till now, and that's hopefully coming this week. So I will do one video unboxing, and then I'll do another video working them up, like crocheting with them a bit, because I know you love to see them, those videos, and I know I love to do those samples because it gives me a much better idea of how the yarn behaves and how it is to work with. And you know, it gets the creative juices flowing, so you can kind of think of which project would work well. And yeah, so that's coming, and that's it. That's all the news. That's all the crochet news in my life. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon in another video. Take care. Bye bye.